Good morning, everybody. It's Javier, and I'm excited to be with you here this morning to share with you some more information that can really help you get from where you are to where you deserve to be in life, and by leveraging the powerful vehicle that FFS represents. As you know and should know, First Financial Security is nothing more, nothing less than a vehicle, and a very good vehicle at that, that can get you to where you really want to be, especially your income and everything that follows as well. Success for me is something I take extremely serious, not just for my own personal sake, but for everyone else's sake, because I know it represents something that we all need, which is income. Money is not everything, but it ranks up there with oxygen, and it has such an impact on what we can do for ourselves, for our loved ones, for other people, and so on, that it's important to never lose track that we have to generate results. That's my number one focus here at FFS, to help you and, of course, myself generate results. We can't have a payday come and go without us getting paid. We can't have a month come and go with us getting paid, because we have to generate that. For me, income simply represents people being helped. And it's pretty cool that you get to go out there and help people, and in the process get paid very, very, very well. Also, another thing that I love about FFS that you should never lose track of is that it lets you leverage the time, the efforts, the talents of other people as well, where you can literally build a team that can set you free. And so for me, one of the things, well, I'll start with you, and hopefully somebody plays along with me here. What is it about FFS that you need it to work? What is it about it that means to you that you want to make FFS work? I mean, what does success represent to you, and so on? Anybody? Why are you here? Anyone?
To build residual income.
Perfect. To build, I think that's something that's, for most of us, a good portion of our lives, we've been used to exchange hours for dollars. And the more specialized we were, the more dollars we could control per hour. So, I worked as a janitor. I got paid X dollars an hour. Yet next to me was maybe a secretary that had a little more training on using the computer and stuff, got paid more than me. And then there was a manager, then there was a CEO, and so on. Okay, to build residual income. And what about the residual income, Bob? What would you say?
Well, I mean, you want to build a business, and as you're building a business, you're hoping that someday, most people, they build a business and someday they hope to sell that business for, dollars that'll be generate enough money for them for an income. We're here, we got it automatically. I mean, if we build a big enough team and we build a big enough residual of income, and like you say, we make sure that we don't lose our clients out the back door all the time. And you build, every day, every year, our income increases, as we go. But I want to get to the point where someday I can start slowing down a little bit, but yet still, enjoy and reap the rewards of all the business I've done in the past. Cool. And you can only do that here.
Perfect. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Anybody else, please? Why are you here? Anyone? Just here because you're bored on a Saturday morning? I'm sure that's not the case. I hope that's not the case.
No, I'm looking at supplementing my retirement income.
That's perfect. For congratulations on being retired, but I think that
not yet, but using this as a bridge to my retirement.
Oh, there you go. And I think that's one of the things that I will tell you about FFS, and I'm saying this firsthand, is that it lets you accelerate those types of goals. Because in most other places, like me, if I went and I joined the police department all over again, my 20 years, 30 years to retire would start all over again. Wherever I go, I'm starting all over again. Whereas here, you can compress it, which allows you to accelerate and get there a lot sooner. And I've seen enough people do this to know that it really does work. Thank you. Anybody else? And I'm waiting to hear one key thing, and I haven't asked it, so that's why I haven't heard it. But anybody else, why are you here? I'm just curious. Why?
The other piece is I like helping people and want to help people see the potential of having a different life.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. I really love that, because I am here primarily for other people. Here's what I will tell you when it comes to this thing called success and income. I will tell you one of the secrets that I've learned is that income is just nothing more than a byproduct of doing the right thing for people. That's all it is. If you do it on a larger scale, you help more people. Guess what? You get more income, and so on. And I believe also in empowering associates like all of you, that for me, part of the blessing that I have is to be so well dug in, if you would, in this business and industry, because of the fact that we bring value to people that already have value and already have knowledge and passion, and we combine that together and it just explodes into success. I think we're at 54, 55 applications for last month. It's going to probably hit over 60. What a blessing to be in the kind of business that we can collectively come together and not just generate business or applications, but our team has the highest number of target premium, the highest face amounts, the highest rollover amounts. We have the highest, not because we're better than people, but because of the markets that we've been learning to penetrate. I was having a dinner with George yesterday, was mentioning to me the ratios of his email campaigns. Well, what a blessing. We gave everybody a list of just about every teacher in California and said, look, this is how I do it. This is how you can do it. And I forgot how many appointments he was generating a week. I forget, 10 or 12. I don't remember exactly, but I mean, we bring things to the table, like in email list, which costs whatever, $1,200 is what it cost me. We gave it away for free, anybody that wanted it. But yet, some leveraged it, most did not. We bring the certificates to the table. I saw a great video on Facebook this week from Alan Guerra's one of his clients that's in Cancun right now on a free vacation that he leveraged by giving her away and generating business, made a lot of money, and yet blessed her with an actual trip to Cancun that we made available to everybody to be able to do the same thing. Your stock goes up, you're worth more to people, and so on. What a great thing to do and to see there as well. The same thing with the church campaigns. We got people leveraging the church campaigns. So whatever you do, don't buy into this crap that there's no business to be had. Don't buy into that. Last month, September, was the best September we've ever had in the 15 plus years of FFS. More commissions paid to the field than ever before. So always look within. What do I need to do? I just came back from a trip. Very few. I can probably count in one hand how many trips I've taken in my life without my wife, Marcella, with me. And this was one of them. And while I couldn't sleep at all because I just miss her, I'm just not used to being without her. I told her at the end of the day, it was a good thing in the sense that I was able to reflect and see where we are, because I'm already working into 2022. I'm executing for 2022, which is what we're going to talk about here today. And I'm going to give you a great book for free. That this is what this training day is going to be. So hopefully you start to realize that you've got to change. For things to get better, you must get better. Not the market, not the economy, not the company, not the carriers. You. I know that I am where I am right now because of me. I know where I could be, but I'm not because of me. I never point fingers. Get in the habit of doing that, because I will tell you the thing, 2022 will come and 2022 will go, just like 2021 has come, and it will soon, very soon go. And so the question is, are you where you thought you'd be or where you would want to be? And if the answer is no, change. That's the best advice I can give you. And we give you the tools from the landing pages to the email list to the videos, to you name it. You name it. You will definitely not fail to succeed here because of lack of resources. Now, it's not my job to do it. I had somebody tell me the other day they had an issue with their upline, and I had to correct them. And one of the things that I will tell you, I'm very upfront with people. You'll never have to guess where I stand on anything. And if you're right, and I think you're right, I'll tell you. And if you're wrong, and I think you're wrong, I'll tell you. I won't play along just to hear people out. I don't play that. And so, I told them, you're forgetting one key thing is that here we're blessed to have a structure of a team. But at the end of the day, we're all 1099 independent contractors. We're blessed to have everything that we have. Nobody owes us a damn thing, meaning that ultimately it's up to you to make yourself win. But here we can leverage each other's experience, knowledge, and so on. So let's keep the focus on teamwork instead of trying to divide each other. Let's just unite us even more. And this webinar doesn't have to be happening. I open it to anybody. I don't ask people to only part of my team and my hierarchy, because if I don't make money off of you, I don't play that. If it can help anybody, we got people from other companies, for God's sakes, here. And it doesn't bother me a bit, because if it can help me, it can probably help my team. And if it can help my team, it can probably help you. But you got to do something with it. You have to leverage it. Don't sit on your butt, because let me tell you, the easiest thing there is to do is exist. That just happens. We just exist. We just get old. I mean, look at my hair. I got to go dye today. Look at this. I mean, graying out. I mean, this is just going to happen. But we have to make sure that we make a conscious decision, which is what we're going to talk today, which is about getting yourself ready for not just next year, but for tomorrow, which is goal setting. And I like the name of this program called Enlightened Goal Setting. And I'm going to give you the book for free. And I hope you use it. You don't have to, but then again, you don't have to win either. And so I hope you take this to heart and know that this is only intended to help you. So let's go ahead. And one last thing. I mean, one of the things that we are sometimes unable to do because we just get busy in life is we forget about us. And so when I ask you, like, what are you looking to achieve here? The most powerful question I can ask you, which is the most powerful question you can ask yourself, is going to be, I'll give you an example. Let me pick on somebody. It's not a bad thing, by the way. Somebody else, why are you here? I've had great answers so far. I just want one more person. Anybody, why are you here? Saturday morning. Why? What are you looking to do? Anybody. What are you looking to achieve? Anybody that hasn't answered yet.
Want to create a legacy.
Why? And that's the question that I'm asking you, that we should always ask ourselves and our teammates, because it's the question behind the question, which in this case, why? Why? What legacy? Why? Specifically describe it to me. What do you mean by that?
Legacy for my family, legacy for the people that I affect with my business. Yeah, because I get no greater joy than being able to write a policy that has my name on it, that's done right, that's going to impact the family positively. And even after I'm 6 feet under, my name's still going to be on that piece of paper, and it'd be serving families and generations going forward.
Cool. And beautiful. I mean, I'm with you 100% on that one. Tell me about your kids. Like, what do you mean specifically with your kids?
Well, leaving something behind that, they essentially can enjoy, being able to leave behind the residuals, being able to leave behind the equity shares, something that basically says to them, my father was looking out for me, something that, that can serve them and just help them keep moving forward with their lives as well. Because you can do nothing less than try to elevate the next generation that follows you and hopefully teach them to do the same thing.
Perfect. And I think that, I'm with you as well. As I've got, 3 daughters myself, and I'm with you because, and the reason I ask why is because a very broad why will kind of let us kind of just, maybe do it, maybe not. But when we start to define it further and further, we start to, I can almost hear you getting emotional, George, and that's good because we need to be in an emotional state to make an impact that lasts. And I'm going to get into that in the next slides here in a bit. And so I'm with you. I always, I'm not going to tell you my whole story, but you guys know my story. My mom, a single mom of 9 kids, the oldest of which is special needs. And that's a hell of a cross to, a burden to carry throughout life, where, I'm the youngest, the oldest is special needs. And I always told myself that when I got bigger, I was going to help my mom. And, my dad bailed out 14 days when I was 14 days old, thinking it was just too hard. And, left her for another woman. And, as I got older, I told my mom I was going to help her. I was going to take care of her. And I was able to do that for 32 years. When I joined the military and I was 18 years old, I'm turning 50 in a couple of months. The first thing I did when I joined the military, my first year, I made $7,000 for the year, of which I gave my mom like $4,000 or $5,000 to help her out. And I've never stopped doing that literally since then. Since I was in the police department, nevertheless, with my wife, Marcella, who has never had an issue with that, to continue to help her in every way. I just came back from Mexico, and I was there primarily because she can't handle my brother anymore. He's just, he's a handful. And so I had to take her there. And so what I'm saying, to me, the reason I share this with you is because it's very specific, very specific. I'm with George about the legacy. I wanted to show my kids that, hey, if you really, really focus on things, you can achieve it. And the best way to do that, I didn't think I was going to be able to do that by starting as a janitor and staying as a janitor. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Very good work. But the problem with that I had as a janitor, it wasn't enough income to do what I wanted to do. With my kids, I'm on them to save for their kids' college. All of my kids have gone or are in college, pay for everything. No student loan debt. My middle one's a registered nurse with 0 debt. Her fellow RNs have $100,000 to $250,000 in student loan debt. She's got none. I've got college funds for my grandkids that I'm telling them they need to match or beat. And so, across the board, you have to be emotional. You have to be able to literally disrobe yourself in front of yourself and stare at yourself in regards to all the things that are good and all the bad things around us, or things that we don't like that we can change. And I say that for the simple fact that life is very short and life is very fragile. And so for me, and this is just me speaking, being me, if anybody knows me, I always tell people, stay the hell away from me, because if you talk to me and you want to hear the truth, I'll tell it to you. I'm not somebody that's going to go pandering to people to make them feel good, make them feel better. I don't talk to a lot of people throughout my day. I don't, because I don't like to lie. I don't like to pretend. I don't play that crap. And so to me, it's important that we all do that. And so I kept asking, ask yourself why? Why? My mom's at the, latter stages of life in regards to, she's closer to the end than the beginning, of course. And so all this other stuff that plays a role, and then we have to balance it. Somebody was asking me the other day, well, what do I think is the most important element in life? And I said, for me, it's balance. I love being with my mom. I love to help her. I love my oldest brother. He needs help, so I like being there with him. But I also have obviously a business to run, so I was doing webinars while I was over there. On top of that, I love being with my family. I love being with my wife. I love being with my grandkids. And so balance. I like friends. I like my coworkers. I like my teammates. And so balance is the thing for me, at least, that I try to make the most out of. Because I learned a long time ago, you can have anything you want in life. You just can't have everything. And so balance is the key when it comes to that, which is why I'm talking to you about this here today. And I really do hope you take it to heart. So let me go ahead and just show you this real quick. And we're going to get started. It's called Enlightened Goal Setting. I'm not going to read it to you. I'm not going to do it for you. If you really want it, you're going to receive the file here in just a few minutes. You're going to open it up, read it, and do it. If you don't, you won't. So therefore, I'm not going to waste my time and other people's time by going through it. I just want to go over some highlights, but it is a powerful, powerful system. It's a proven system for getting everything you want and more. I envisioned travel. There was a time where, I grew up in the part of LA that the damn airplanes go up and above you every minute. And I was wondering, where are those people going? Where are they coming from? What do they see? I mean, what do they eat? What do they do? Wherever the hell they went? I had never left LA County. And so for me, that was part of what I always wanted to do. And I never lost sight of that. Then when I started doing better, I never had the time. I was a police officer. That was really important. I loved it because that's part of what fed my soul in regards to what I always wanted to do. But very quickly, I fell into the trap that you have money, but you don't have time. And so, here we go again. And then this type of system came along, and finally, I was able to liberate myself from all that. And so now I don't need an excuse. I just came back from where the hell we were. I'm sorry, guys. My brain's not all there all the time. Where the hell did we go?
Mexico, Dubai.
Dubai. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we just came back from Dubai, then went to Abu Dhabi, came back. Marcella stayed home. I got on a plane with my mom, because she has some stuff to do in Mexico City where she's from. So, her and my brother, they were both at the plane. And, I'm blessed to have Marcella stay behind and watch the grandkids. And I go with them. I couldn't stay all the time, so I came back. I arranged for my sister to go with her and stay there. And so she's with her right now, just hung out with her right now, and so on. So let's just talk about here we are. That's my mom. That's my brother on the left-hand side right there. And again, she's pushing 80. She's pushing 80. I'm blessed to have her with me. And she just can't get around like she used to. So therefore, I believe we should cherish them while we have them. I never really wanted to be the one that mopes and cries and whines and everything once she's gone. Or let's do it while we can. Let's have to spend the time. And it's difficult. I get it. It's hard. But you know what? It can be done. So anyways, I was there. I also want to talk to you about travel real quick. George is the only person I've mentioned this to, and I'm not going to even pitch it to you. I just want to make you aware of what I believe in. I believe travel is really cool. I think it opens up the heart, the soul. It opens up your mind. It keeps you humble. It also shows you how blessed you are, because I've been to places like Dubai that makes you say, damn, I'm poor. And damn, my city's ugly compared to this place, because this place is safe. Even the jails in Dubai are empty. I mean, it's just an incredibly beautiful place. I've also been in parts of the world where I know how blessed I am to have running water, where they don't have a lot of the things we take for granted. So my recommendation to everybody, as you know, is to get out there and experience the world if that floats your boat. My mom is not one of those people. I know, I get it. She's, older, and I've taken her, everywhere she's ever wanted to go. She wanted to, all she did was work her whole damn life. And whether it be, Disney World, she always wondered, well, let's go. New York, let's go. Hawaii, let's go. Everywhere she's ever went. But she started to get to the age where travel is very difficult on her. And so she doesn't want to go anywhere other than her hometown. So that's where I take her. But the point that I'm making is, like it says here, why you shouldn't wait until retirement to travel. My recommendation is to travel while you can. And so there's a lot of ways to do that. I travel a lot. They call me, I've taken a lot of, they do these online analysis of what type of traveler you are. And I've come back as what's called a bargain traveler. I'm not a loyal traveler. Some people are loyal to a brand, to an airline, to a hotel chain. I don't do that. I just go where I find the best value because I can do more vacations that way. And so that's what we do. I just came back, like I said, from Dubai. I came back from Mexico right now. I'm going to Cabo next week. We're going to go, which I'll talk about here in just 1 second. And I'm always looking for value. Let me tell you why. For 2 reasons. Number one, because I can get more vacations out of it. You know, we came back from Dubai. I'm sorry, we were going to Dubai. They offered me an upgrade to first class. And I almost did it because it's a 13, 14-hour flight. But it was, I believe, the upgrade fee was, I believe it was $2,800 each way. To call it $3,000 for Marcella and I, that's $6,000. And then round trip, that's $12,000. I couldn't do that. And the reason I couldn't do it, was because I could literally take 5 more world vacations for that upgrade. And you would just suck it up for 14 hours type of thing. And I did that. We didn't take the upgrade. And lo and behold, we ended up with our own row. So we had even bigger than lay flat seats. We had our whole damn row. So it worked out even better. And so, that's an example of what I mean by a bargain. Because when we went to Dubai, we were in a beautiful Millennium Hotel. Everything we paid $899, which was incredible. So I'm not going to blow $6,000 in an upgrade when I could just get the whole damn trip for $900. And so that's what we do. And so the first reason is we can squeeze more juice out of the orange by just simply sticking to the cheaper stuff, not because I don't have the money or because I'm cheap, because it just makes sense. And number 2, the real reason is I can help anybody that wants to do it, do it. So if I sell you on my first class trip to Dubai for $10,000, there are people that can afford it and then some, but there's some that will say, no, I can't do it. But if I'm telling you, we just did it for $900, you could do it. You can do it. I guarantee you can do it. So here's what I want to show you. Here's another deal that I came across that I think you should consider doing. It's 8 days, Paris and Amsterdam. And so in a nutshell, you fly into Paris and then you catch a train, beautiful train to Amsterdam. If you've never been there, you got to check it out. And all this that you're seeing from New York, $899 a person, round trip, hotel. It includes everything you see here. It includes flights from New York to Amsterdam, and then from there, and then back from Paris, and then you fly from Amsterdam, fly back to New York. Also, it includes 6 nights accommodations, 3 nights in Paris, 3 nights in Amsterdam, breakfast every day, and transportation between cities via the train, which is an incredible ride for $900, guys. Now, I know that we've got people here from Florida, from all over the place. So here, the pricing, you have to get yourself to New York. So you might live in New York, or you might be close to New York, or you might be far. For us, our favorite airline on earth by far is JetBlue. And JetBlue from LA flies to New York like 5 times a day, back and forth. So that's when we went to Dubai. They flew out of New York. So we just caught, JetBlue for, I think it was $180 each way to New York. And we had a layover of around 5 hours. And then we took the tour from there. So I'm just saying, I'm not a travel agent here. I'm just trying to say that if you've ever dreamed of, like I used to dream, like, where are they going? What do they see? I mean, what the hell is Paris? The only Paris I knew was the one in damn Vegas, that fake Paris hotel, or Paris, California, which isn't even spelled the right damn way. But the point that I'm making is that it's just an incredible thing that you can do it. I would challenge everybody to consider doing something like this. Now, this expires this coming week or next week already, so you don't have to do this, but all you do is go to gate1travel.com, sign up for their weekly specials. If you look on the upper right-hand corner, it'll look just like the screen that you see, and it says sign up for our weekly specials. Every Monday, they send out an email called The Deal. And it's not an affiliate program. I don't get anything for it, just so you know. This is just, what I do. People ask me all the damn time, how do you do it? Anybody can do it. Anybody. And so I really do hope you at least consider doing this for yourself. For $899, that's not bad. $899. You could go ahead and check out, if you haven't been to Paris or Amsterdam or both, go check it out for $900. I mean, what do we spend $900 on nowadays? Anyways, consider that. But this is the second part I wanted to talk to you about. I'm going next week. The week after, to Pueblo Bonito. Marcelo and I, as you guys know, we go to Cabo a lot, 6 times a year. And the reason we go there is because it's within just one time zone off. They're 1 hour ahead. Pretty cool. Unlike Dubai, that's 11 hours ahead. You're completely opposite. And so anyways, we're going there because what we're going to do is we're going to buy a property. We were looking up and down from Rosarito to Ensenada to all kinds of places, and we were balancing everything. Well, we're going to go with Cabo, and the reason for a lot of different things, but primarily because of this place right here. This is called Pueblo Bonito. It's a brand new resort that was built from the ground up. As you can see it, that's part of it right there. They have two sister hotels on the other side of Cabo, which is right on the beach as well. And so anyways, I'm not going to get into this right now, but I again, the way I was partnering up with somebody, we were looking at a place for $350,000. We were going to go in half and half because they don't offer financing. So we were just going to put half cash, and then the other person was going to do the other half in cash. The challenge we had was the managing of the property and a bunch of other stuff that, make a long story longer, here we were able to solve the problem. And so what's going to happen here, we're going, instead of half and half, we're going to go with what's called fractional ownership, where you basically team up with like 20 other people. You team up with 20 other people. We are going to have access to, it's not a timeshare. Make sure you understand that. We're not talking timeshare at all. This is fractional ownership. You own it. It's deeded to you for a portion. 20, let's just say you're 1/20th of an owner. It's managed by the resort, which is on a Jack Nicklaus designed golf course. Solved all of our problems. As of right now, we're going to be receiving 5 weeks in this place a year. We're going to probably buy another 20th of a fraction, which is going to give us 10 weeks because we want to kind of semi-retire there already. And so we're going to be able to do that. But the reason I share this with you is because I'm going down there to talk to the actual senior management because they know that I travel a lot. I got a little bit of a following online. And so what I wanted to do is anybody that thinks they might be interested in this, I don't have the time to give you the tour. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm negotiating with them in such a way that what I'm doing, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to stay there 4 days, 3 nights at this very same resort. Now it's different with me because I'm going there to sign my docs and pay. But here's the cool part about it. Technically it's supposed to be 4 weeks, but I'm getting 5 because I negotiated the hell out of it. But the best part, it's only 20 grand, 20,000 bucks. There's no monthly maintenance fees like timeshares. There's no weeks where it gets assigned to you a certain week like timeshares. I personally can't stand timeshares. I don't like timeshares. I don't believe in timeshares. I've never had one and I never want to have one. But, after doing all of our research, all of our due diligence, we've decided to go with this one. And then we're going to upgrade, which you can upgrade, and we're buying outright a unit. That way we have the same unit and it's only us. And then we're going to Airbnb it right out. So anyways, it's a beautiful place. That's where Marcel and I stay every time we go. We just usually rent per night and it's pretty pricey, but here. So if anybody here is interested in this, what it would entail you to do is to literally, Spirit Airlines has a flight from here to Cabo. Now, I don't flight Spirit a whole lot, to be honest with you, but they have flights for $69 each way. Now, you probably have to stand the whole damn flight or something for $69, but Spirit, they charge you for everything after that. If you want to bring a carry-on, you got to pay for it. You want to pick your seat, you got to pay for it, and so on. But if you are interested in exploring this further, we're not taking any inquiries right now, unless this is something you want to know more. I'm going to send a separate email because I'm going to do a separate webinar. Again, we're not talking timeshares, no timeshares. I say it again, I can't stand timeshares. This is a fractional ownership, 20 grand. You get 4 weeks a year guaranteed, 4 weeks. The only weeks that are not available or are available at an extra fee, of course, are New Year's Day, Christmas Eve, and Easter. That's it. Other than that, you can have the units that I'm describing to you. I'm getting what's called the presidential one, which is 3 bedrooms. And that's just because I have a big family. My damn kids are going to want to come and so on. But they have studios, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, no timeshare. But like I said, so the way I'm structuring it with the management when I get there in 2 weeks is simple. I want to be able to tell somebody that if you are interested in coming here to check it out, come down here. You can actually stay at the resort for 100% for free. No taxes, no this, no that. Just stay there. And if you still don't do it, well, that's your problem. That's fine. But we are looking for people that are considering it. And the best part is the 20 grand they actually do finance. I think it's $300 or 3 something a month. And then once you're done paying it off, all you pay is the maintenance fee when you stay there. So if you get a studio 1, 2 bedroom, you pay $500 for the entire week. There's no, if you don't use it, you get to rent it out via Airbnb. So you don't have to lose it. You don't get penalized. You actually make money. And you can Airbnb all of your weeks if that's what you want to do. And so again, you guys know me, I'm very skeptical. I'm very, paranoid about stuff like this. And we're going down there to sign the deal, and then we're going to upgrade to our own unit. But we just want to start with this first, walking before we run. And so if this is something that maybe you are considering, because it's only an hour and 35-minute flight from LAX. So to me, it's the best of all worlds. Let me know. I'm putting together a list that of people that actually are interested in that. And by doing that, you will be receiving the news, because I'm going to do a separate webinar for that. So if anybody here is interested, either just in the chat mode right now, send a chat, say interested, and I'll add you to that list so that you can go ahead and join me in that webinar. And like I said, I'm going myself, and very few people, I don't know of anybody, I really don't know of anybody that travels more than me, that does the homework from the perspective of everybody, from savvy travelers to the novice traveler, somebody who's never traveled. I'm telling you, I don't get too excited over things like this. And it's been in the works for weeks now. And he knows me. And the only reason he's bringing it up to my attention is because he knows I have a pretty big following with people from my travel site. You guys don't even know about it. And we call it big travel, small budget, where we specialize in helping people do that, have big travel, like like a high roller. But my good God, I mean, and then the best part is that the deep is for 99 years. You can will it to your kids. You can sell it. It's not a timeshare. I want to start and end over and over. We're not talking timeshare. So Teresa, I got you. Holly, I got you. And so, like I said, the best part, as far as I'm concerned with this, is that you just simply go down there, own it. And I say again, you can own it straight out. And once you do that, the only thing you ever pay is when you use it, if you ever use it. The one that I'm doing, which is the presidential one, as far as and as well as the standalone home, which I'll show you videos and pictures when I get there. That's why I'm going. As you all know me by now, I don't do anything unless I'm there. But I already did my homework, and the person that I'm with actually bought it. When this person went down there, they offered him. Oh, and you can also, when you're there as a guest, you can opt for all inclusive. The reason Marcella and I go there is because of the all-inclusive package, the views, the golf course. It's not a golf course; it's a golf club designed by Jack Nicklaus. Incredible. If you really cannot go, the reason we ended up at this place is because this person went ahead and actually Airbnb'd it. We thought it was a private residence, and it is a private residence when it's your weeks, if you would. And he paid a lot of money for that 1 week on Airbnb from the owner, who did the same thing. So you can throw it up on Airbnb and they manage it for you. So anyways, enough of that. This is not even the pitch. This is just, I just got 3 people right here that are interested. I'll send you guys the information, the videos and everything once I get back. But let's just move on at this point. So last call, if anybody's interested, just type in your name or just type in the chat, interested, just go ahead and do that. And I'll keep you on that list. Because as always, what I always do is get a few people like myself to go through it. I always take it for the team. And then we have a few success stories of people that are leveraging it. And then we roll it out on a large scale. And I'll show you how that works as well. So if you are interested, let me know. Let's do that. All right. Well, here's the part that I wanted to really share with you today. And that is that you have to understand that for all intents and purposes, 2021 is done. For better, for worse. Maybe it was your best year. Maybe it was your crappiest year. It doesn't really matter. We want to you have to understand that as we go into the final quarter of 2021, you have to be of the 2022 mindset. You have to be of that mindset. I will tell you, I'll be the very first to tell you that part of what I love about FFS is your ability to play catch up like nowhere else. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. I don't care how successful you are, or I don't care how much you've struggled. If you are able to get your mindset where it needs to be, you can literally get yourself to from where you are to where you want to be very, very, if to me quickly means in a matter of months. That's pretty cool. There's nowhere else I could do that. I could not do that in the military. I could not come in as a private and say, hey, you know what? I've got kids, I have a wife. I really need to be a general, please. I need that salary. It doesn't work that way. If it's even going to happen, you got to do your 25, 30 years before it happens, just like everywhere else. If I'm with the chief, if I'm with the police department and I'm a P2, a P3, or like I was a P3+1, which is a senior lead officer, I couldn't go to the chief and say, hey, I've got, my wife keeps having kids, man. I really need more money. Can you please make me an assistant chief? You're going to have to do the time. I know the current chief, Michael Moore. He was my lieutenant with the police department. He's now chief of police with the LAPD. He's got 40 years on the job. I mean, when you get to that many years of any job, hell, those are dog years, man. I mean, those are dog years. For every year, your body's aging 7. And so I can't do that. I can't go somewhere right now and start dog years, if you would, or even natural years. I can't do that. Here, if you can just get your thinking straight, if you can get your mindset straight, and it really starts with why. There's a great book that I'm not going to get into that talks about how 80% of achieving anything is why, and the 20% is how. I mean, who here does not know how to submit an IUL? If I told you, hey, here's a customer wants to do a $500 a month IUL, can you submit it? Because if the answer is I don't know how, he'll split it with somebody. But that's just the mechanical element. The really important element that determines so much of your success or lack of success is your why. And that's why I was asking George, why? Well, because of a legacy. Why? And because of my sons. Why? I mean, when we start to dig, you really will get to the ultimate why. Because as far as I'm concerned, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough and you're not going to make it. All of you know me well enough to know that I don't blow smoke. All of you know me to, people accuse me of anything of being an unmotivator, an unrecruiter. And I was telling them, it's not that I'm trying to unrecruit people. It's just that I'm tired of wasting my damn time. I'm tired of wasting other people's time. I don't like false hope. The guy that I'm buying this property from, he started to tell me how a pitch in regards to this and I had to stop him. I said, look, time out. I go, just so you know, I will be your easiest sell or the fastest sell you ever lost. I don't want to hear that. Cut to the chase. I've got the money. I'm not going to finance it. I'm telling you, I'm buying my own plane ticket. I don't need anything for free right now. I'm telling you what I want. Can you give it to me? Yes or no? And he says, okay, let me start all over again. Yes, I'll match the same terms. Yes, we'll give you this. We'll even go pick you up at the airport. And I go, there you go. Let's just cut to the chase. And they see, are we going to dance or not? And so he's like, all right, let's dance. We'll go pick you up and let's do it. And we're done. That's all it took. That's my style. And so you have to know what you want, and you have to know how much you're willing to pay for it. You want to succeed here? You want to get those residual incomes? I mean, my favorite things on earth, residual income and passive income. That's it. That's as sexy as it gets for me. And so, therefore, do you want it? Yes. Well, there's a price for it. Are you willing to pay the price? And if you are, then pay it. Because if you're not, well, then move on. There's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody. Which brings me to this book. And I'm going to email it. I'll send it to you via chat right now. And if you're watching the recording, go ahead and I'll include the link to it in the comment section so you can access it as well, because I really do want people to win. I don't care if you're a part of my team. I don't even care if you're a part of my company. Maybe you're in a different industry. This helps you win regardless of what you do. And so what I'm going to do at this point, let me just go ahead and switch to it. So you have to look at my mug for a second while I do that. And let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So this is it. Okay. And so this is the actual book. It's in PDF format. You can start working on it today if you really, really want to. I know some of you are pretty hardcore and already working on 2022 mode. So if you're doing that, congratulations. This is the whole thing, preface, everything. And here's where it is. And I'm going to kind of wind it down with this because I'm not going to read it to you. It says, enlightened goal setting acknowledges that there is a creative force in the universe, and it is expressing itself through you. That's really what it is. For me, it's God. For you, it could be the universe. For you, it could be energy. That's where you get to fill in the blank. But I really do believe that you being on this webinar is not by accident, and it's not by coincidence. I analyze myself every single day. I also analyze the people I don't critique people around me. I analyze them because I'm always asking myself, is this the kind of person I'm going to spend some time with? Last night, like I said, we just got back. I just got back yesterday or the day before yesterday with George Monica. And if I really didn't think that being with them was worth it, I wouldn't have been there. If I really didn't want to be with them, we wouldn't have gone. If we did, I mean, that's just not my style. And I hope you're very choosy who you speak, who you spend your time with as well. But even if you're not, that's not my problem. The point that I'm making is that I'm going to be reaching out to some of you because I really do believe in you that much that I want to make sure there's nothing I could do to help accelerate your success that I'm not doing. And so usually one of the questions I ask our top leaders is always, what can I do to help you? What is it that I can do to help you move your business forward? And if somebody says, nothing, I'm good, cool. But usually something pops up. And if there's anything I can do, and I can do it, I will do it as well. And one of the hardest things when it comes to achieving, why do you think for so many people it's so difficult to achieve the level of success that rests outside of their comfort zone? Why do you think it's so difficult? Anybody?
Fear.
Go ahead. What is it?
Fear of rejection, fear of they're going to pour their whole entire heart and body and soul into it, and they're going to screw it up or lose, or somebody's going to screw them, or fear.
First of all, I agree that everybody does have fear, but one of the things of two things to look at it when it comes to fear, either the question then becomes, do I want this bad enough to risk being hurt, which is what you're really referring to, the fear of getting hurt. And for some, and again, for some, the answer is no. And if the answer is no, then there's no sense of starting, number one. Or my favorite one, that if you cannot really mitigate, reduce, or eliminate fear, then you're just going to have to do it afraid. And so that's more of a mindset that I'm referring to, because it'll still be there. I'll give you an example. One of my daughters, I'm getting old. Like I said, when your kids start asking you about relationships, because she's married. And she was saying how she's always watched Marcella, her mom and I. We're coming up on our 30th anniversary now. 30 years of being married to this woman that literally has felt like 15 minutes to me. And my thing is, I've laid it out all on the table since day one, period, where I said either it's going to, she's who I think she is, or she's not. But if it's worth being with her now, I'm going to go all in, and I mean all in. So I talk to other friends, and again, I'm not critiquing anybody. They've got their finances are separate. They've got this separate. They've got prenups. They've got all kinds of. I said nothing. Everything is on the table. She has everything that that I have, that she has, and I've never asked her for a thing. I've never asked her to work. I've never asked her as far as a traditional job is concerned. And people ask me, why? My answer is because I'm all in. I mean, I love her that much. And if somehow this doesn't end up working out for whatever reason, at least I can say it wasn't because of me. And at least I can say it wasn't because I held back. And to this day, that philosophy has helped me tremendously, if you would. And here we are 30 years later. And one of my daughters was asking me, man, but it can be hard. Of course it can be hard. Well, duh. But that's not the question. The question is, are you all in? Because when you're all in, then at that point, I'd rather say I give it all and it just wasn't meant to be, versus saying that, because you're right. A lot of us always give enough to feel like we're in, but we always hold back a little bit in reserve. We always hold back a little bit just in case it doesn't work, just in case he doesn't love me, just in case she doesn't love me, just in case. And that's just not the case with me, because I think we have to do that. So fear is true. The question then is, how do we mitigate it? And mitigate it means, how do we reduce it enough to the point, meaning get rid of it, or keep it in check? But at some point, we're going to have to either eliminate it. And if we can't eliminate it, convince ourselves that this is good enough. Well, we're going to at least do it afraid. That's a great answer. Fear, and I agree with you. The question is, how do we deal with it? What's another reason do you think? Lack of success, people hitting what they want. Anybody?
Folks feeling they're not deserving of it.
That's a big one. And I'm just using myself as an example. For the first 8 years that I was in this business, I had a team of 2 people, and I was one of them for 8 years, and I was one of them. And I know that deep inside, what affected me so to this day, what affects me so much was a combination of how I grew up, where I grew up, the circumstances that I grew up in as well, that had really left me feeling very awkward in certain places, like I didn't belong there. And I think that until we work on ourselves enough to make us realize that not only are we worthy, but those around us, our family, and so on, are worthy, then we change our mindset to we have an obligation to. And that's true, because there's a lot of things that I was coming across that I just felt very awkward. I was the quietest person in the room because I didn't believe I deserved that. And so what I'm getting at is that if that's something that's affecting you, step number one is to acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. We are all nothing more. I'm turning 50 on January 1st. I was born New Year's Day. So me, I'm 50. You might be 40. You might be 70. We are nothing more than the 9-year-old version of ourselves in a grown-up body. So anybody who thinks that they're not affected by things that happen early on in life is a fool, because the reality is that it is. And that's something that I was just, and to this day, I'm still fighting very, very awkwardness when we are in certain places. I feel so, and I tell Marcella, I feel so, and Marcella had a similar upbringing to me, not even a single mom. She was raised by her grandmother, and a lot of different challenges across her life, especially in the early years, that to this day guides us both. And so if that's affecting you, acknowledge it and work on it however you have to, because again, the one person that will always stand in your damn way is going to be yourself. I know it is for me. And so therefore you have to acknowledge that that's the case. What else? Anybody else? What is it? Just so you know, the reason I'm asking this, I'm not being nosy. I've made it a point to study this. I study more as to why people fail than why people win. Because I will tell you one thing, winning, as we call it, quote, winning, it's very simple. It's a mechanical thing. Do you understand what I mean? If you tell me that this week you spoke to, I'll give you an example. I don't know if she's on the call, but Daniela, the month of September, I don't know if she's on, but I believe she had something like 14 personal applications in the system. Now, I don't need to call her to say, Daniela, did you talk to at least 14 people this last month? I guarantee you she spoke to either personally, can I help you with something, or electronically, emails. We've shown everybody how to do it. And so if she did the email, she sent out at least 1,000. I know she did. If it was talking to people, it was more than 14, because not everybody that we talk to buys. But yet if I talked to the person who had 0 applications and I asked them, how many people did you actually sit down there and talk to? The answer is probably going to be what? 0. I meant to. I needed to. I believe that this IUL thing can help them. I just never got around to it. Okay, well, I mean, there you go. You have a goose egg to show for it, right? And so what I'm getting, I'm not beating up on them. I'm simply saying that if you intended to get a 0, well, congratulations, you got a 0. But if you intended to have 5, 6, 8, 10 applications and you didn't, then reanalyze. And that's what I do. I love traveling because, believe it or not, flights to Australia, 18 hours in a damn plane. People say, you are crazy. I love it. That's quiet time for me. I love those things, whether it be Dubai, whether it be whatever, because I love being to myself, thinking, analyzing. I bring my iPad, I'm just doodling on it, circling this, that. I mean, thinking, what can we do? The church campaign, how can we elevate the teachers? We have a new website, a new explainer video coming on the teacher side of the house, that all this takes time and money. And so I study more why we fail than why we win, because winning is easy. You just do the right thing and do it over and over. Very simple. Then the law of averages takes over and you succeed. What's another reason you think people don't make it? Why? Anybody? I'm saying you. I'm saying people in general. All right. Well, I'm going to give you the whole ball game right here because I got to wrap it up. I got to get another webinar. And I don't know if it's in this one, but it's going to miss most of you. It's going to just go over your head. I almost guarantee you. But for those of you that are serious about making 2022 the best year of your life, here it is. Okay, let me just go here because I got to go, guys. If not, I'll just read it to you from memory. Here it is. Here it is. First, it says right here, that the answer is, well, read the whole book, of course. We as human beings are not hardwired to succeed. We are hardwired to survive. Does that make sense? And that took me about 6 months to apply to my life. We are hardwired to survive. I want to lose weight. So I'm going to tell myself, fatty, stop stuffing your face, right? And deep down inside, my body, my spirit's going to say, you know what? I care more that we eat, period. To be honest with you, they feel good or look good or even are healthier, because healthier might be a better tomorrow, but we are hardwired to survive today. That's just deep within us. And survival takes on different meanings. I just gave you an example. I want to lose weight, so I'm going to stop stuffing myself. My body's going to say, wait, less calories? That's not a good thing, man. We need to survive. We don't know what's going to, there could be a famine starting tomorrow. So you better keep your gut. And so what I'm getting at, that starts to take us by the wayside. And when it comes to success, we are also hardwired to survive things like resting. Let's just rest. We don't want to burn calories going out there prospecting, selling, or whatever. Just sit your butt down, because we can always start emailing people tomorrow. We can start calling tomorrow. We can start prospecting tomorrow and tomorrow. And so, as you can see here, the purpose of setting goals is to survive. The goal is to be better, live better, have more, do more, build cool stuff, climb the ladder of success, have better relationships, feel better, be more, live longer, and live more comfortable, are all rooted in something are called the hidden motives to survive. And these hidden motives are a major problem for two reasons. First, your survival is not at stake, and it's very, very true. In this country, we literally don't have people that are doing okay, that have some kind of source of income just dying off out of hunger. We don't have that. Your survival is not at stake. You are living at the top of the food chain. Therefore, setting goals that simply or imply you're going to survive better, fall flat and dead to dissatisfaction. Very, very true. Second, your actual objective is to maximize your experience of life. You want to thrive, which is an expression of enlightenment, not attainment. And so again, I'm going to send this to you right now, but I will tell you that this was one of my biggest problems for 8 years. In 8 years in the life insurance industry, I made $2,000 in 8 years. And we've been blessed under the same circumstances. It's not that I married a marketing guru, because I was married with the same woman, with the same damn kids and same everything, to turn it around. And I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging at all, because as Michael Hardy says, it's not bragging if you can prove it. But for 8 years, making $2,000, my biggest problem was I was a police officer. So if I didn't really make any money, I wasn't going to starve to death. My kids were not going to starve to death. I mean, that was just simply not going to be the case. And so even though I really, really wanted it, I really, really needed it, I wanted it to be free, I needed more income, I wanted this, at the end of the day, there was just simply not, here, let me just get pictures. More people are at it themselves. And so just, that was my biggest problem. And so for 8 years, making $2,000, so before you know it, we're putting millions and millions of dollars in face amount on the, on the charts, and generating millions of dollars in commissions to the field and ourselves. What happened? And until you get yourself to read this book and understand the difference between surviving and thriving, what's keeping you from success, it's not having a license or not having a license because you haven't. It's not having the right company because you haven't. People ask me, do I think this is the best place? I think this is the best support people, the best team, but I'm sure there are other companies that might do things different or even better. I don't know. But once you get what you want, you're not going to want to go anywhere else. And so I don't know what's going on in the world in regards to that. But everybody here has the ability to win, to succeed. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? And the price is going to be tied directly to how you see yourself. Is this a way of, are you just trying to survive through life? You're going to survive until you die of old age. I mean, fine. But I really want you to win. And so again, I know I'm leaving you hanging, but that's the whole purpose of this, because there are people that will see this and say, okay, that was pretty boring, and that's fine. And then there are going to be 2, 3, and I hope you're one of those 2, 3 people that read the book and say, you know what? It just clicked. It just clicked. I get it. And that's where the magic begins to happen. I spoke to 2 people today, been in the business for 2 people this week, I'm sorry, been in the business for a long time, and they were pouring their heart out. as to how they don't understand why it just hasn't happened for them. And instead of me saying, well, here, put your head on my shoulder, let it out, cry it out, I told them, hell no. Take ownership of where you are. Let's sit down. Let's look at your calendar. How many people that you have? Do you have even a website? Are you sending people to the webinar? Are you sending people to the BOP? Are you sending people to the recorded this? How many people have you met via Zoom to actually try to sell to them? How many people told you no this week? And the answer was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I go, I'm so sorry, buddy, but you haven't even earned the damn right to complain. That's the reality. Complaining, a legitimate complaining, has to be earned. You haven't gotten there yet. So I get it. Maybe something's going on in your life. Bill collector, something's going on. I get it. But no, my goal is to help you be able to complain someday. I say, after all this, I mean, I'm pouring all this money into marketing. We got all these people. We're doing all these webinars. We do, and not one application came in this whole month. I would cry. I would literally cry. And I would say, you know, I don't know what else to do. But I told you just haven't learned it yet. Now let's get together. Let's put a real plan. You have no plan, by the way. You have zero plan. You do understand that. Well, it's been busy. Okay, I don't care. Just so you know, you have no damn plan in place. So you're actually doing pretty good because you're kind of hitting the goals that you have established, which are none. And so I don't mean to beat up on people, but again, if you ever want to, find out and strategize, I'll help you. But please be ready to take ownership because we're going to start with you. We're going to end with you. And it's amazing how we sometimes need that. People have done that in my life, and I thank them for it because I was looking for a shoulder to cry on, and I got slapped around a little and came back to my senses and moved forward. And so to be able to do that. So before anything, let me just go ahead 1 second and send this to you so you can start hopefully reading and then implementing it. People will thank you for this. And so let me go ahead and pull it up and I'll give you the link. Please grab it today. I don't know how long because these links have been expiring after a while, which I never even knew that was possible with Dropbox. And so if it's gone, it's gone. To best way to listen. Let me go say it. Here we go.
Well,
Okay,
actually,
so
Javier, I had downloaded this because I think this is the same one you gave us right before you were going to Dubai.
Yes.
And in my library, I'm not actually able to open it in the library. And because I was like, that sounds familiar. And I have the book, but I can't open it.
Okay, what you're going to do, and this is part of somebody else tell me, I'm going to do this right now so we can do it together. If anybody, anybody can please go ahead and in this comment section, I gave it because I told everybody, here's your homework, start reading it. Let me send this to you. When you open it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like here in just 1 second. If anybody can please go to their chat and do that. Is it opening up? And if it doesn't, let me send it to you in a different link right now. Can anybody click on the link?
Yeah, it opened.
It opened. Okay. So let's do this. Let me send you a separate email right now outside of this webinar because I got to get on a different webinar and give it to you in a different format in case you're having issues with it, which maybe you are. But let me get that to you right now. And I will go ahead and put the link in the comment section as well. I apologize, guys, but I got to get going. I didn't realize it was 10. Look forward to see you again next Saturday. We are going to have a webinar, and we're going to follow up on this plus a new tool that I want you to have as well. All right? Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon.